Guys, welcome to another speedrun episode where I'm going from beginner 0 rating to hopefully 2500. Let's start. We're almost at 1800 rating. Our first opponent is from UK, the Gutmaker X, and he plays Candy. Again, I suggest people not to play Candy as you just give bunch of tempos in the opening. I want to see when this account was created. Alright, 2020. Because, I'm always afraid of some cheaters and all that. So, if the account was created, let's say, in the period from, let's say, last 2 or 3 months, that might be very, very suspicious. Let's take the center. It's very important to control everything. And then we'll try to basically develop all our pieces and maybe in the future trying to attack on king side depending on where this king is gonna castle. So, and again, at some point, this queen gotta go back. And as you can see already, yeah, 1 move, 3 move, 2, second move, and third move. So queen just spent 3 moves, and look at all my pieces. They're completely developed, and now I can just start, pressing him. Rook e1. Trying to, I'm not threatening anything on the file. Just, maybe a little bit, trying to shake him a little. Yeah, but he spent 3 moves while I already castled. He continues just developing, and again he will at some point might have troubles with the bishop on c8, and if b5 is played at any point, bishop d3, and this diagonal potentially might be disastrous for black, so they gotta come up with something. Yeah, bishop d3, and now you know what, knight d5, knight f7 looking really good. So then we might go for rook d1, and again he's not going for any smoke. He's just trying to trade pieces, takes, knight d5, I just take on e7, I'll try to go queen h5. Basically I think trades are good for him in this specific position. Knight f4 is kind of annoying move, I would say. And if queen f3, queen d4, there is some rook d1, and queen might be in slight trouble. And in the following position, yeah, I have double pawns. He's continuing trading pieces of the board. Down knight c3 first, queen d2, or even bishop d8. So he has to take, of course. And now I was thinking of c4. Knight f4 looks good. Then queen g4 maybe. And then knight d3 I might consider queen g7. Because I'll attack the rook on h8 and he's got it protected. And knight f1, queen h8 comes with the check, so it's kind of intermezzo. That's why you gotta solve puzzles, you gotta see those tempos in advance. And after c takes d3, I think I have a huge advantage. I'm about to take pawn on h6. I might consider something else, like opening the center by playing d5 and then some knight g6 tricks. Yeah, and I'm not sure, but it looks like that, okay, if I just go simple knight f3, just protect pawn on d4, trying to take on h6, it should be safe. Or instead I might go for d5, and after c takes d5, I'm not sure. Okay, let's take on h6. Yeah, this, and now queen f3. He might open the diagonal, but it won't help him. Queen f5. Queen f5 actually, yeah, it's not bad, because after queen f5 I was like d takes f5, rook d3, if knight f5, rook d4, but there is rook f5 and everything is protected. And at some point I'll start pushing my pawn to h8. Position is completely winning for white pieces. It's just a matter of time until I win. We're getting very close. Actually very close to hitting 1900. So right now, of course, 1800. It might take a few episodes before we will hit 1900, but that will be a huge goal for us. But after d5 takes, I just don't see a good defense. I can play king f1, or let's say king h2. I'll play king f1 so my king has some squares to go to. And now the idea is maybe to play d5, basically trying to open up the center. The position is completely lost, of course. He's creating counterplay, that's good. He's fighting until the end. But still, the position looks kind of bad for black pieces. Again, I don't have any checkmating attacks, but you know, hopefully we'll be able to convert this. Yeah, he starts spending time. Alright, rook g6, and guys, again, you gotta be very careful when you move your pieces, because here he left his rook unprotected, and now I take it and I win the game. Have to go back, yeah, resign, and we move to the next one. Alright, quick first game, another opponent from UK. And again with white pieces, and now we are facing Sicilian defense. d6, d4, takes knight d4. Are we going to see classic Najdorf when this account was created? Alright, 2022. Let's go. He starts thinking so early. That's kind of interesting. And we're getting 11 rating points if we win this chess game. Alright, and alright. Facing not Najdorf, but you know, it's called some kind of Dragendorf. You know, not classical dragon with knight c6, but instead like this one. And here, of course, we're starting attack on king side, very typical for those positions. Knight d4, queen d4, knight d4 can take because I just take, and then this knight is of course protected. And potentially, you know, this, queen d2, bishop h6, takes, queen h6, queen h8, checkmate. So hopefully that happens. Again, you know, of course, black don't have to blunder all of this. They will try to stay. And so let's see. h5 is played, and he's spending some time. Queen a5. The idea is basically to take on e4. That's why. And you know what's other idea? I would honestly play. So if I play queen d2, guys, that's actually, there's a beautiful tactic with knight e4, knight e4. So I'll play knight b3. I'll remove my knight from the center, so it's not, you know, kind of hanging over there without any protection. And now I'll play queen d2 next move and trying to go for this ideas basically. And that's where he starts thinking. He spent 31 seconds on move queen a5, which is kind of interesting. And of course now he'll start thinking more and more. We'll try to use it as to our advantage, queen d2, and of course the idea is to play bishop h6. And then there is an interesting line, actually, I'll show you. So let's say bishop h6, and he decides to play knight h5. I'll actually take on h5, and after g takes h5, queen g5, and there is a pin, and white end up winning the game. Alright, bishop g4. Now I was like, I probably gotta play this, or just takes, because bishop e2, of course, this. And now very crucial, bishop h6, bishop e2, bishop g7, and if bishop goes somewhere, I mean, I go queen h6, and I'm just, okay, I mean, bishop h6 looks so strong for some reason, because I don't see a good defense. Bishop e2, bishop g7, and he can't take on g7, he has to move his rook, but then, you know, rook h8 is also a threat. And if he moves his bishop to h5, I might, I mean, bishop g7 now, and isn't it just game over? Because if bishop goes here, I mean, it has to go this way. But now queen h6 and knight h7, I might even take, and then, I don't know, maybe even knight e5 at some point. Yeah, bishop h5, knight e5 looks insanely strong. Not sure where it's gonna turn out, but you know, so far, yeah, actually bishop h5, queen h6. No, actually knight d5. And then if queen d7 takes and takes. No, this is lost. Alright. Another quick win for us. At least it looks like a quick win. Unless he finds something. But I just don't see anything. I mean, it's just like attack coming really strong and hot. Yeah, and king g7, of course, queen h6, queen h8, checkmate. He just gotta resign, yeah. And now, you know, after bishop h5, now you gotta think of this solution. But this looks disastrous. I mean, this looks absolutely mind-blowing. Queen h6, knight h7. Let's just pretend queen h6, knight h7. And what can I have? Knight d5, queen d7. I mean, knight d5 right away looks strong, because queen has to go somewhere. And then, you know, queen h6 is coming. And rook h5 and whatnot. I mean, it just looks resignable. And Yeah, and queen h6. I just don't believe in black's position at all. f6, I just take on d5. And then trying to use it. Knight f6, of course, queen h8 checkmate. f6 or f5 are the only two moves I see, and he resigns. Let's go to the next game. Alright, third and final game. Opponent from US. Surprisingly, we had very quick games. And we're playing with white pieces again. I'm not sure, but we're playing with white pieces all over and over again. And we're destroying this 1800s. So take some notes. Maybe you liked some openings I played today. Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't experience any troubles in winning the last two games. That's been rare when I can win, like, in such manner. And it actually, kind of makes me feel good. Because the guys just don't have too many chances against me. Yeah, here he'll play some bishop g4, but I might actually go for this. And now if I just take and take on d5. Okay, I'm just materialist. I want to grab a pawn and kind of be safe in that game. Let's see what happens anyways. And bishop c5 also. I'm not sure what he's thinking about. I mean, knight h4, just take. Bishop g4, just bishop e2, right? I protect from every single opponent. Bishop c5, of course, I take on d5, and I'm just up a pawn. Okay, he can take, he can say that, alright, buddy, I have two bishops. But, man, you will be down a pawn. Probably in the worst position. And now queen d5 comes with check. No, but now I'm up two pawns. He didn't grab pawn on c5. Now his bishop is under attack. And it looks like it will be win number 3 in this episode. Actually, I forgot to change the number of wins I had, so it will be interesting. 95, trying to take. And of course, bishop d8. I'll play bishop c4. And now rook d1, knight f6, and we'll end up winning the game. So let's go. We're sitting at 48 wins. I completely forgot to change it. Let's do it. 48 wins. And it will be probably win number 49. Knight h4. Will he play f5? Try not to attack this knight. Of course he will, and I'll just play knight f3. Yeah, the position doesn't look bright for black pieces. He should just resign. This bishop e2 takes. He's trying to attack a rook. I don't care. Play rook, bishop e2. If trades happen, he has this stupid bishop on d8. Of course, he's trying to keep the bishops on the board. And now, do I think of this move actually? This looks interesting. This even looks interesting. Actually, even more interesting. Knight c7. The idea is simple. It looks like I gave up my knight, but I also attacked this bishop on d7. And he has to do something. He has to play either bishop c7, but then I take on d7, attacking the bishop. And also will try to go for knight f5 or actually some c3. The idea is simple. All pawns are protected. Rook d1 will come at some point. Bishop f3, knight f5. Position just slowly collapsing. Bishop f3, trying to attack this. Of course, knight f5 will follow. And then knight f5, knight e7, then bishop c7, knight e7. And of course, we'll end up winning this chess game. Alright, surprisingly, I didn't experience any troubles in this episode. And of course, I played 3 games with white pieces, which is another huge surprise for myself. Because I think it's the first time we're playing 3 games with the same color in a row. But it is what it is. Thank you, chess.com, for giving me this. Really appreciate it. At some point I'll play g3. And again, he doesn't have moves. You'll just probably see the end of this game. Alright, rook e8 is played. I'm not sure what his idea is, because now I can even try to play this move. Let's actually consider playing it rook b7. And now rook b7, bishop c6. I'm threatening two rooks, I'll take one of them. We'll play bishop e8, and of course we'll end up winning the game. This takes. And now I think it will be a good time. Oh, why not playing rook b8, attacking the pawn on b2, but instead playing this line, which of course you're gonna lose. I mean, you'll lose anyways, but playing this, you know, doesn't help much as well. Alright, knight on c4. I wanna grab my bishop, wanna slide it to b7 and take another piece of material. Okay, this is coming, maybe just rook d3, and in case knight b2 happens, maybe even consider this. And if knight c4 just takes, go rook e2, yeah, this, maybe bishop b7. I mean, it's time to take even more material from this chessboard. Knight e1 was actually possible, yeah. And now, of course, rook e1. Alright, he actually started taking some material. I'm kind of surprised. Rook e6, bishop b4, c6. And pawn is about to be promoted. Bishop a5, bishop a6. Even though I said I didn't have troubles, I mean, still I managed to find some for myself. Of course, the position should be completely winning, but it will take me some time for sure to end up converting it to this. Trying to go for rook 7. Yeah, now maybe rook e5. Trying to attack this. Bishop c7, I mean, still, I can play whatever move I can. Then play knight f3. Knight g5. Yeah, this. Or knight d5. Come on, I'm still up some material, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Of course, king f6, this happens. And I'll just come back. In case of this, knight g5. And what if knight e6 follows right now? Or knight e4, knight c5. Even better. Because now, after let's say king f7, knight c5, knight a6 is coming, c7 is coming. That should be good for me. And of course, knight b4, I can probably play knight a6, very simple. This bishop won't be blocking my pieces for too long. Alright, knight a6. Now this bishop gotta go somewhere. And of course c7, next move coming. And then there's also bishop d5. Black should just resign. And we will be sitting at 1830. Alright, bishop b6, c7, takes. Rook d7, bishop d5. And of course, I'll end up winning the game. Alright, it's a win. It's win number 49. I hope you enjoyed. It's 3 wins out of 3 in this episode. I'll see you in the next ones. Bye bye.